Hi, I'm Phyllis from southernfrugal.com. This afternoon we're going to make some chicken tetrazzini. Now, this is not an Italian dish. I know we all think it is, but it's not. It's really an American dish, and it was sort of, we think, named after an Italian opera singer. And her name was Louisa Tetrazzini. But anyway, they say that there's a restaurant in New York that takes credit for inventing this, and one in San Francisco, so who knows. But anyway, mine is going to be very similar to the Stouffer's turkey tetrazzini. So the first thing we're going to do is cook the whole pack, and this would be, let's see, 1 pound of fettuccine. That's the flat pasta. So I've already got my water boiling. Now what I'm going to do is take this out and break it up. I'm going to try to break it into thirds. So I don't want to have to do that after it's cooked. So just break it into thirds while I'm cooking it. Now I'm trying to make enough for 8 meals. And what we'll do is we'll have this for our lunch today, which will probably be about 3 o'clock, and I will freeze 6 servings of it. So that will mean we will be able to have more later, because it does freeze very, very well. I'm just breaking this up. So you want to cook this fettuccine for about 12 minutes till it's, you know, still a little firm, because we're going to actually cook this in the oven for about 30 minutes after we combine all the ingredients. All right, look, there went one up in the air. All right, so about 12 minutes. I'm going to just give that a quick stir, and I'm not putting any salt in the water. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on that so it'll boil better. All right, so I'm heating up my skillet, and it's actually gotten too hot. So I'm going to set that aside for just a minute. And we're going to make a white sauce. This is just an ordinary, everyday white sauce. I'll cut that burner off for just a second. 6 tablespoons of butter. 6 tablespoons of flour. I'm just going to melt that butter. Make sure that burner's down low enough. Just melt that butter. I'm going to give my pasta a real quick stir here. Make sure nothing is clumped together. Alright, so as soon as that starts boiling, we'll start timing it. Actually, it's already started boiling, so we're going to time that for about 12 minutes or to do it. Alright, so we've got our butter melting. And I'm going to go ahead and add 6 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And I will leave this recipe down in the description right below the video. So we're going to cook this just long enough to get it bubbly. While that's starting to cook, we're going to go ahead and cook our chicken. Now, the chicken is white meat chicken. I think my skillet's cooled down a little bit now. It's going to be white meat chicken, and that's 1 pound, and I cut it up. It's just a regular, I think this was 3 small chicken breasts, and I cut them up into just little bite-sized pieces. So we're going to dump that in the skillet first. And the skillet's got just a little bit of oil in it, maybe a tablespoon or so. Spread that out and let that be cooking. Alright, and meanwhile we're going to look at our little sauce here. I want that to just be bubbly. And now to this we're going to add 3 cups of half and half. Now, if you can't find half and half where you are, this is half cream and half whole milk. So we're going to add that to this pot and just start whisking it. Oops, I spilled some. Get that up real quick. Spilled about a tablespoon of that. That's okay, I can wipe it right up. All right, so we're gonna let this cook really on medium-low heat, and every once in a while I'm gonna whisk it around a little bit. So we're gonna let this get thick. Now, the chicken. I'm gonna put my burner on medium and let that cook until the chicken, is really cooked through, but we really don't want to brown it. So once this chicken gets good and going, we'll be back. Okay, the chicken is about half done now, and I don't want it to brown. So I'm just going to stir it around a little bit, but I do want it pretty well done. And these are very thin little squares of chicken. So I'll stir that around a little bit. And then I'm going to add to that 1 cup of very thin sliced celery. That'll stop it from actually, getting any more brown. So we're going to let that cook. Now my sauce, I'm not going to let that come to a boil, but I want it to get thick. So we're still going to keep stirring that. It's actually getting a little thick now. And the pasta's about halfway done. So, and I'll take this time to tell you all about the breadcrumbs. Now what I do is save back in pieces of bread and even rolls that we don't eat, that were left over maybe, and I put them in the freezer. And then, like today, I'm going to need some topping for my chicken tetrazzini. So I took them out. They were actually frozen, and broke them up to pieces to fit in my food processor, ground them all up, and then added several tablespoons of butter and ground it up again. And this is what will go on top of the chicken tetrazzini. You can use bulk breadcrumbs, but these don't have anything in them but bread and butter. Okay, so we're letting our celery cook down just a little bit. And we've got 8 ounces of mushrooms, which we're going to add to the chicken and celery after the celery's cooked just a little bit. So we'll be back. Okay, my white sauce has thickened, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt to that, full teaspoon, because I haven't salted anything else. And I might need a little more than that. Now, I like my sauce just a little bit thinner than this, so I'm going to add maybe another 1/4 of a cup of the half and half, just so it's thinned out. And I've got my burner turned off. So just whisk that around. And there is my pasta. It's ready. So I'm going to drain the pasta and set that aside. And this chicken is almost ready. Let me see, before I do that, let's do this. Let's go ahead and put the mushrooms in. I did put a lid on it to help the celery soften up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put in 8 ounces of sliced mushrooms. And I'm not going to leave these in but just a minute or so. We're almost ready to put this together. Now you'll need a 9 by 13 greased Pyrex dish to cook this in, because we're going to cook it in the oven 325 degrees for about 30 minutes. So I've got my burner cut off. I'm just going to put the lid back on. That'll partially cook the mushrooms. My sauce is ready and it's the right thickness now. And I'm going to drain that pasta and we'll be back. Okay, my mushrooms have cooked down a little bit, and of course the pasta sauce over here, the white sauce, is already ready. So I've drained the pasta well, and I'm going to go ahead and add that. Now, you could serve it right from the skillet, but the flavors will mingle a lot better if you go ahead and bake it. Plus, you want that little crumb topping, the little breadcrumb topping on top of it. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to need more salt, so I'm going to go ahead and give this a dusting of salt real quick, because I didn't cook the pasta with any salt in the water. Alright, so we've got that mixed up pretty thoroughly. We're going to go ahead and add our sauce to this. So let's just mix that sauce up. We'll pour about half of it in and start mixing it. Yeah, it's a lot better if you put it in the oven and bake it. I mean, the chicken's already done. The celery could probably cook a little longer, which it will do in the oven, but I actually like that celery a little crunchy. All right, now let's add the rest of our sauce. And this is just a simple white sauce. Nothing complicated there. But to me, that makes it taste a lot better than if you add the mushroom soup to it. Just make your own, plus it's a lot cheaper, and you get the fresh mushrooms. And again, this is going to be enough to serve 8 people, or 8 servings. And you don't have all that much chicken in there, so we're not big chicken or meat eaters, except on occasion. Alright, so now we're going to have to move y'all over to the other side so you can see better, because I can't set my casserole dish down on this hot burner, so we'll be back in just a second. Okay, I've moved y'all over onto the other side. Now, I'm going to reflect this in the recipe that I'm going to add extra half and half to mine, because I like the sauce creamy, thinner. So I'm going to add probably another half cup of the half and half, and just stir it around until it kind of gets absorbed in there. Because remember, you're cooking in the oven to the point where it's going to be just a little bubbly, and you want the topping on it to, of course, turn a little brown. And I would not suggest putting any kind of flavored breadcrumbs on it, because this has got a very delicate taste. And if you put some kind of seasoned breadcrumbs on it, you're not really going to be able to taste the delicateness of it. We'll put it that way. All right, so that looks about right to me. And the pasta, of course, will get just a little bit softer once it's in the oven and soak up some of that delicious flavor. And I did taste of it, and it is salty enough now. All right, so we're going to dump that in to our little, this is a 9 by 13 Pyrex casserole. It's going to come right up to the top of this. And again, I'm looking for 8 servings. 6 of which I'm going to freeze, and the other we'll have at lunch today, along with a little salad. Alright, so there it is. I'm going to spread that out. And we're going to put probably a good 2 cups of buttered breadcrumbs on the top. I really like the breadcrumb topping on it. And again, I made this in the food processor. Oh, wait, y'all couldn't see. Oh, sorry. There it is. All right, I made the breadcrumbs in the food processor. This is just leftover bread that I always just put in the freezer. And then when I need breadcrumbs for something, I'll put it in the food processor, chop it all up and just add the butter to it. So the butter is in there, but it's not like melted butter. Alright, so we're just going to cover this whole top with it. Now, this is a good 2 cups of buttered breadcrumbs, which means that we won't really need any bread with this meal because the bread's right on top. So, and I do want these to get brown, not real brown, but a little brown in the oven. Spread that out. Okay, 325-degree oven for about 30 minutes, just until it's bubbly. All right, when this gets ready, we'll be back. I'm going to go ahead and fix a salad to go with this. All right, we wanted to make a little salad dressing to go with our salad today. Sorry y'all, sorry, okay. Our salad is going to be the spinach and kale, baby spinach and kale. I'm going to put some strawberries on top of that, and I wanted sort of a sweet salad dressing to go with it. So I've cooked a Granny Smith apple in half a cup of water and really half a cup of red wine vinegar, and then let it boil till most of the liquid was gone. So I'm going to put that in the Vitamix, peeling and all. And I'm going to blend that up, and I'm going to put ice cubes in it because, of course, it needs to be a little thinner. Plus, I want it to cool down because we're getting ready to have our lunch. So, let's go ahead and grind this up. So that was 1 Granny Smith apple and half a cup of red wine vinegar and about a half a cup of water, and just boil it until all the water comes out of it. I actually cooked it on high because I wanted it to get done. All right, we're going to grind it up first. All right, so now you've basically got applesauce with the peeling ground up. So I'm going to put some ice cubes in it. We'll just start out with about 6 ice cubes, and then just grind it on low. About right. Let's see, those ice cubes haven't completely melted, so we're going to put it up on high. All right, there it is. It sort of looks like applesauce, but it's going to be a little sour. Now I did put 1/3 of a cup of sugar in that. All right. There's what it looks like. I'm going to give it a little taste. Now it should be, you know, kind of sour. And it is. Delicious. Okay, we'll be back. I just took my chicken tetrazzini, see it right there, out of the oven. We're going to let it cool for a little while, and we're going to plate this up. We'll be back. Okay, I wanted to give you a close-up of what this little casserole looks like. This is going to be 8 servings. So it's a lot of trouble to make, cutting up all this stuff, you know, and cooking things separate and all that. But that's going to give us all these extra meals. All right, so I'm going to plate this up, and we'll be back and show you what it looks like. All right, we are ready to eat. So here's the chicken tetrazzini. Let me show you the one over here. And there's the salad, and this is spinach and kale, baby spinach and kale, strawberries, and I put some cashews on top for added interest. And there's the little salad dressing. There's Mr. Becky's plate. And I wanted to show you this. I've already got this divided out into 6 more servings, and I'll be freezing them in those. Now it freezes very well, and I'll have to say I actually think it's better after it's frozen and then thawed out in the microwave, really. Alright, so there it is. There's our meal, a very economical meal too, I might add. Alright, we will see y'all next time.